Well, good morning, my friend. It is Monday morning, and welcome to the Pastor's Podcast. I hope you had a good weekend. Wherever you are, I hope that the Lord blessed your church services. We had another wonderful day here at Maranatha Baptist Church. Always good to see what God's doing. People saved, people baptized. Great crowd, despite many being out of town. The auditorium was full, or packed, I should say. Forward to getting into our new auditorium. We need that quickly. We've got to get in there so we can have some space to grow. Exciting to have that kind of a problem. And I'm looking forward to seeing what God's going to do in the next few months. But I hope you had a good weekend. And I hope that the Lord worked in your services wherever you are. And that maybe you even had some fruit of your labor in church on yesterday. And just exciting to see what's going on around here and around the country. Read about one of my good friends out in Maine. Brother Drew Lard had a great day out there in Maine, and that was exciting. A shout out to him. And it was exciting to see some other churches have good days. Brother Guy Beaumont had a great day in his church yesterday. Several baptized. That's a good day. And I like to hear these type of reports. Old time religion's alive and well. You don't have to back up. Keep going forward. God blesses it if we keep going forward. And I'm always excited to hear these type of reports. And despite the crowd that wants to hate what God can do, he can still do it. And I'm excited about those who are doing something. I want to read to you this morning, though, as I talked about, stop blowing the alarm, from Numbers chapter 10 and verse 5. The scripture says, when you blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east part shall go forward. Several years ago, I was in junior high, and there was a young man I went to school with. He was in high school. I was in junior high. He was one of those kind of guys that he'd sound the alarm like something was wrong, and then he said, "Oh, I'm just joking." And so that's just the kind of guy that he was. He always thought that was funny. Well, he was on the basketball team with us, and we had a trip that we went to Nevada. I lived in California at the time. We took a trip to Nevada, and before the games, the coach decided to let us go do some sledding on the side of a hill. There's a big hill there, and we had made a trail that came down, and there's this rock there that we built a little berm around, so that once you hit that berm, you could turn around and go and slow down, because if you didn't, you're going to go straight into the road. Well, this young man, there's a 3-man sled, and I believe he was the one on the back end. He kept his legs on the outside of the sled. Now, as they went down this hill, the sled took a turn, but his leg hit that rock. And when his leg hit the rock, it broke his leg. We didn't know it. When the sled stopped, this young man started crying for help. He said, I hurt my leg, I hurt my leg. But nobody believed him, because he always sounded the alarm. Finally, and sadly, after about a minute and a half of him just kind of just continuing on, we realized he was not joking this time. This time was real. We took him to the hospital, found out he'd broke his leg, but see, the moral of the story is this: had this man not sounded the alarm so many times, we would have believed him the first time that he had hurt his leg. Now, God told Moses to divide up men to sound an alarm. If the trumpet alarm was blown once, it was to tell the people that they were to gather. If the alarm was blown the second time, this was to tell the tribe which tribe was to go first. You see, the purpose of blowing the alarm was to go to war to defend their freedoms. Now, imagine with me for a moment if these men who blew the alarm sounded the trumpet continually when there was no war. If they continued to do this, they would eventually groom people to believe that there was no purpose of an alarm. And if they were ever attacked and the alarm was sounded, the people would not gather to defend themselves, to the detriment, because they sounded the alarms falsely. Now, we have to be very careful in our lives about sounding the alarm. Sounding the alarm to make yourself look important will one day show that you're not that important. Words mean something. And when you continually say things that are not true, you groom people not to believe you. Many people have gotten others to stop believing the seriousness of the situation because they blew the alarm way too many times. I could use several illustrations. For instance, I think of the news media that has blown the alarm time and time again, and people now don't believe them when they say something. You know why? And they don't understand why. I can tell you exactly why. Because the news media has blown the alarm way too many times. And what they say, we doubt even the veracity of what the news media says because they've lied to us so many times. Now, we've got to be careful about sounding the alarm. Let me show you some areas where you have to be careful. Be careful about sounding the alarm in your health. Every health situation is not an emergency. Now, listen to me. I'm not saying it's not serious, but it's not an emergency. I've been around people, they sound the alarm about the health, and eventually people grow weary about the seriousness of the situation, that it's not as bad as is being said, because someone has always sounded the alarm about how serious their health is. Now, I'm not diminishing that some are very sickly, but you can't sound an alarm continuously about your health and expect people to believe you every time. Second, be careful about sounding the alarm about finances. You cannot continually ask people for money and expect them to believe you that you're in financial straits. My experience has shown me that those who tend to be financially in a tight position often don't tell others. However, you cannot make it sound as if you're in a dire financial situation all the time and expect people to listen to you. Third, be careful about sounding the alarm about life situations. Your situation may be serious, but it may not be worth sounding the alarm to get people to help you. You see, there's going to come a time when you're going to need someone else's help. And if you learn not to sound the alarm regularly, you'll be able to get the help when you sound the alarm. Now, let me ask you something, my friend. How often are you sounding the alarm? How often do you tell people, oh, this is serious, and then find out it's not that serious? Are you overblowing it? Are you a drama? I like to put it there. Are you a drama queen? Are you always bringing drama so people can give you attention? You know, there's some great ways to get attention other than blowing the alarm all the time. You say, how do I get attention? Well, why don't you go help people, and you'll find that people will love you. They'll respect you. They'll want to be around you. Stop blowing the alarm all the time. As a preacher, we have to be careful about not blowing the alarm all the time. As a parent, as a leader, stop blowing the alarm. Save the alarm for when it's serious. But when it's not serious, don't blow the alarm. I'm not saying don't ask people to pray, but don't blow the alarm as if it is, watch out. I live here in Oklahoma. Every Saturday at noon, the tornado alarms will go off if there's no threat of storms that day. We know at noon that there's no tornado. Now, when those alarms go off on any other day, we know, okay, there's a tornado watch in, or there's actually a tornado warning in. When those alarms go off, there's been a tornado sighted, and they're telling people, be careful, watch out, get to safety when those alarms go off. Now, imagine if they tested those alarms time and time again. They have a set time on a set day, so we know that this is just a test. This is not an alarm. Now, you've got to be careful sounding the alarm all the time. You're going to get people where they won't believe you if all you do is sound an alarm every time. Sometimes what we say is serious, we know it's not that serious. We just want people to give us attention. Stop trying to get attention for yourself and just stay busy. And listen, people are happy for you. People are concerned with you. People pray for you. But don't sound an alarm, because when you sound the alarm, people at some point just say, I'm done. Don't want to do it anymore. My friend, this is a vital principle you need to learn. Be careful about sounding the alarm, so that when you do, people know it's serious. Well, I hope this is a help to you today. Now, remember today, be good to everyone. Everyone's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.